Mamas, this workout is for you. 20 minutes to tone and strengthen your postpartum core and your glutes using a resistance band, especially for my C-section mamas looking to tone and tighten up their core and glutes. You need a mat, a chair, or something to hold on to, plus a light to medium resistance band. That's optional. All right, mamas, let's get started. Grab your resistance band. We're gonna place it on the legs, right above those knees, on the meaty part of your quads. You're gonna need your chair. This first series is our standing series. We've got 5 exercises, 50 seconds of work, followed by 10 seconds of rest. So our first exercise is gonna be a kickback. So grab your chair, grab your countertop, whatever you want to hold onto. You're gonna start with your feet right underneath your hips, and I want you to square your hips and shoulders to your counter or your chair. Brace your abs. Go ahead and tip forward from the hip a bit, and then you're gonna bring one knee up, kick it back straight. So knee comes in toward the other knee, kick it back. And again, you just wanna make sure you have a stable base of support here. It's not about how high you're kicking back that leg, it's about bringing the knees in alignment and then extending through that hip, squeezing your butt so that leg is straight, foot's flexed, and we're driving through the heel. So we're moving nice and slowly, and I want you to think with each kick, pull your belly in toward your spine. And you're just looking at a few feet in front of you, keeping that spine nice and neutral. Going nice and slow and controlled here. Rest. All right, we're gonna keep that hinge in the hips. This time we're gonna extend the leg straight up, keeping those hips square to the chair. So lift that leg up, straight up and down. Again, it's not about how high you can kick your leg here. It's about flexing through that foot, extending through the hip. And we wanna keep the hips square to the chair or your countertop, whatever you're holding on to. So we're getting that work in the glute and the hamstring. And you're gonna feel that both in the leg that's extending and the base leg right here. And we're staying on that same leg. You've noticed that we haven't switched legs, and that's intentional so we can continue to build that heat in the legs and glutes. Almost there, a couple more. All right, now we're gonna make our way to the other side. So I'm gonna flip this chair around so I can face you. And we're gonna go back to that kickback. So bend that knee, extend by kicking back through that heel, and bring it in. And again, those knees come back in alignment. You're not necessarily bringing that knee in further forward. Keep it here and then extend. That way you're getting that glute activation. And then make sure whatever you're holding on to, you're not leaning or collapsing into. You wanna keep a nice lifted chest, shoulders relaxed, down away from your ears, so you've got good posture here. We're keeping that rest short now. Release, square hips, square shoulders, brace your abs. We're gonna go with those extensions. You ready? Let's do it. So sweep that leg back, bring it back down. You don't even have to touch your foot to the floor if you don't want to. Again, you're going as high as you can without arching your back. So once your back starts to arch here, you've gone too high. You can see my leg staying well below my hip. But I'm feeling that in my glutes, in my hamstrings. And that's exactly what you want, because that's the target. About 10 seconds left. Really starting to feel that burn now. And recover. All right, next exercise. You don't need your chair. You can place it off to the side. We're gonna do a deadlift. So feet under hips. I want you to hinge from the hips, flat back, and then lift up. So butt back, weight in those heels, really stretch the butt back. Now usually a deadlift is done with a weight, but this, we're really just focusing on our form, our range of motion, our movement, getting it down before we add resistance. And having that band around your legs is adding some extra tension for those hips and glutes. So we're pushing the butt back. You're really gonna feel that through your hamstrings, and it's a nice stretch too. We're moving to the floor for our kneeling series. We're gonna start with a fire hydrant. So shoulders over wrists, knees under hips, square everything to the floor and lift that leg by opening the hip and then touching the knee back down. As you lift, you wanna press evenly through your hands. That way you're not shifting your body weight. And as you breathe, inhale and then exhale. Pull your belly in toward your spine so you're engaging your inner abdominal wall. And if you find you're really shifting a lot or collapsing into that opposite side, you can go ahead and do this without weight, or without resistance, no band. And that way you can really go back to that foundation, focusing on your form, because that is the key to building a stronger core. It's not about the resistance or the weight necessarily. We're gonna stay on this leg. Next exercise is a kickback. So we're doing the same exercise, but in kneeling this time, knees together, and then you're gonna flex that foot and kick it straight back. Here we go. And again, that leg stays under hip height. It's not about going high here, but it's about driving through that heel, squeezing your butt, keeping that belly pulled in as you kick back. Pull that belly button in toward your spine. And again, you're gonna try to lean. It's natural. Push through both hands, extend the arms. Use your abs to stay strong, stay stable. So you feel this everywhere. It's not just your butt. It's your core, your arms, everything's working together here. Everything stems from the core. All right, one more exercise on this leg. You're gonna extend the leg for some leg drops. All we're gonna do is drop and lift the leg. Here we go. Tap the toe, squeeze your butt and lift. You can point or flex the foot, doesn't matter here, but again, as with every other exercise we've been doing, we want to keep the hips and shoulders square to the floor, pressing evenly through the hands, keeping that TVA nice and tight. If you feel good here, you can take it up a little bit faster. And relax. Okay, we're gonna move to the other side, starting at the top of our circuit with that hydrant. So quadruped position, lift that knee. Inhale, exhale. Again, pressing evenly through your hands. These moves are gentle, but not easy. It takes control. Thinking about your breath. You're thinking about every part of your body here. But that's why it's so effective. You're gonna see that full body benefit, full body strength. Relax. We're going into the kickbacks on this side. So again, kind of reset, shoulders down, knees under hips, bend that leg, drive through the heel, kick it back, bring it in. Whew, feeling those arms burn too, right? Don't forget about that belly, breathe in. Exhale, pull that belly in toward your spine. One more on this side, the extended leg drops. All right, ready? Leg up, tap the toe, lift. Squeeze that booty again. Inhale, exhale. Almost there. And release. Okay, we're coming to our sideline series. Go ahead, come down onto your forearm. Straighten your legs, hand on top of your hip, lift the hip from the underside of your waist, push through that forearm, and lightly tap. Lift and tap. So you're pushing up through your forearm, but I really want you to think about lifting through the underside of your waist, your hip, and using your abs by pulling that belly in toward your spine, and on that exhale, really tightening up that core. So that way, you're getting the work in your abs and your glutes rather than your shoulder. And you'll notice that I'm kind of letting the band just hang here. You don't need it for these exercises. If you'd like to take it off, you're welcome to, but you will need it again. Release. All right. Make sure that band is secure again. Bring your heels close to your butt and your knees in front. We're gonna open the legs and lift the hip for a clam. Up and then down. So heels stay together, open those knees, lift the hip, and then release. You're pressing through your forearm just like that hip dip, but again, you're not primarily focused on that shoulder, you're focused on the hips, the glutes, and those outer hips. You feel it? Focus on that breath too. Inhale, exhale. Nice. And again, you can do this without the band if it's too much. All right, this one's gonna be the real challenge. We're gonna come up in that clam and we're gonna hold, open, and pulse 1 inch. Ready? So staying up, pushing through that forearm, make sure you've got that 90-degree angle so you're supported, hip is lifted, belly pulled in, and we're just doing a tiny pulse here. This is gonna be the most challenging move so far. I want you to stay in it, breathe. You got it. We're more than halfway there. Aren't you glad you did a light resistance band today? You could definitely do this one without the band and still get the benefits. 10 seconds away. You got this. And release. Oh man. We're moving to the other side quickly to those hip dips. Extend your legs, forearm at 90 degrees. Top hand on top hip, let's lift up and light tap. And if you want to modify this, again, you can lose the band, or you can also bend the bottom leg. That works too. But for that extra burn, you're gonna want the legs straight. And again, it's not about speed here, it's about control. So again, using that underside of your waist to lift, pushing through that forearm. Can you tell I'm getting a little out of breath now? It's hard for me too. You can really feel that tightness in your core. That's what we want. All right, bring that band back up. Make sure your heels are close to your butt, heels together, knees in front. We're gonna open up and do those clams. So lift, open, and release. Now you know it's coming, so it's time to push mentally, physically. We are in the home stretch. Again, heels stay together here, opening, releasing. Don't forget about that breath too. That's gonna fuel you through these difficult exercises. All right, release. We're going into our last exercise, those clam pulses. Are you ready? We're gonna open and pulse. Let's do it. Final push. We've all given birth though, so this should be nothing compared to that, right? Although I had a C-section and it was planned, so mine wasn't too difficult. The recovery, however, as you all know, C-section mamas, it's tough, but it's rewarding what our bodies can do. Home stretch. You got 10 seconds, let's finish strong. There you have it. Release those legs. And that is your sub 20 minute postpartum, especially for you C-section mamas, glutes and core circuit. Again, use that resistance band for added resistance, and as you get stronger, you could even start to increase that intensity with the band. I used a light one today, but you can go heavier if you're starting to find that it's easy for you. I'd recommend doing this workout 1 to 2 times a week for a few weeks to start to see those benefits. Let me know what you think. Thanks for joining today.